Big Ed here. Today I'm bringing you a Rossi rifle. This rifle is a single shot rifle, break action type right here. You can see it's empty. It is chambered in 243 Winchester. I was shopping for another gun, a military surplus gun, and I saw this sitting in the gun store I was at, and it is used, but in pretty much, I would say, at least 95% plus condition. And I picked it up and looked at it, and I always thought single shots were lame, and they just weren't that useful, and they were cheap, and budget gun shooters, and I just thought they were basically wussy. And I picked this up and I looked at it, and it's got fiber optic sights on it, as you can see. And I looked at the quality of it and the fit and finish, and I'm like, this is actually a nice firearm. And the finish is good. I would say the finish is at least 90%. And the fit's 100% on this firearm right here. The action works beautifully, and I have a lot of experience with break open shotguns, and this one works great. It's made in Brazil right here. You can see it's stamped on the receiver. It's also drilled and tapped for a scope mount. I have ordered a Weaver base for this, and I'm thinking about putting a budget scope on here, like a fixed, like, I don't know, 4 to 6 power. Because this is a, it would really be a deer rifle in 243 Winchester, hog rifle, varmint rifle, but it's, got plastic stots, got a, recoil reducing butt pad on there, one of the mushy ones with a little waffle grain in there to soak up some of the recoil, and it's not a heavy recoiling gun. You're shooting something, size, with some size to it when you shoot a 243, especially in, with no movable action, with a lock breech, you're going to get 100% of the recoil into your shoulder, but this is also the heavy barrel version. They make a lighter barrel version of this firearm right here, and so this one's got a little bit of weight to it. Also, because this it's not a semi-automatic or a pump or a lever action gun, that there's no, you don't have 4 inches or 5 inches of action behind the barrel of the gun, and so it makes for a shorter, more compact package. This actually, believe it or not, is a 23-inch barrel, and you look at it, it almost looks like a kid's gun, but a 243 with a 23-inch barrel is not a kid's gun. And this gun was in beautiful shape. It still is in beautiful shape, and I took it on a hike on Sunday on a beautiful day, my first day out with it, and hiked about 3 hours in there. I wanted to carry it without a strap to really get the feeling of it. I like carrying a firearm, and feel how it's good to carry. It carries nicely like that. That's kind of the center point of balance right there with the firearm. And don't worry, stay tuned. We're going to do some shooting with this also. It carries very nice. I enjoy carrying it. You can kind of carry it in different fashions, but it's light. I think this gun comes in at I think this one was 7 pounds, and also they make a thinner barrel profile of the same firearm, and that gun comes in, I think, at about 6.2. So that gun, you could probably just carry that all day long. That's going to be a light firearm, but this will definitely be lighter than a comparable bolt action, because it's just you're not going to have the whole action out there and that extra steel out there. The whole bolt itself, that'll add weight to the firearm. Some uses for this gun. This might be a good truck gun because it's short. It's something to leave in your truck. Especially if you live in the woods or something like that. Or a bush pilot, anybody in in an aircraft, because you can carry a 243. You can also get this chambered in 223, which interests me too, or else a 308, which is probably be a real good survival gun. Same with the all these calibers would be a good survival gun. Just depend where you were and what you're trying to do. Up here in New England, I think a 223 or a 243 would be pretty sufficient, unless you run into that big moose and it's not happy to see you. But this I think is excellent, and it's pretty quick to reload. Basically, just crack the barrel open, drop one in, and it's got your little ejector right here that pushes your round out of it. And the controls are simple for this. The basically works like a revolver. You cock it, pull the trigger, and shoot it. That's basically it right there. Cock it and it's ready to go. The safety on this I really like also. I think this is a good safety. You can see we can flip the safety on so you folks can see it. It's got one of the trigger bars right here. When you cock the hammer, it goes, look at it like that. So the hammer's down, the trigger bar goes up. So it actually blocks the hammer and the, you know, and the firing pin, which I think is that's really cool, and also very simple too. So this is pretty, you know, this is going to be a pretty, and you can break the barrel open, you know, in either when it's cocked. Actually, ooh, no, it doesn't go back. Let's put it. No, when it's cocked, you can't break the barrel open. That makes sense. But when it's in safe mode, you can break it. And then you can break it like that, and there's a little break button, obviously. But it's real simple, and the action's smooth on it. Doesn't look like it has a lot of rounds through it. You can see where it's drilled and tapped for a scope mount, too. And it does come with the fiber optic sights on there. I had a little trouble picking them up, but I'm sure that's just personal preference. It's got the red one in front and the green ones in the back. I actually like the green ones better. I would have liked to have seen one green one in the front, two red ones in the back, but that's just personal preference. I do not have much experience with fiber optic sights with this firearm right here. The twist of the barrel I'm not sure on, but it seemed to me to shoot 100 grains pretty stably. I was shooting at them at some distance, and it definitely shot them pretty stable. This is all plastic furniture on this, and it does come with 2 rings here just to put a cheap sling on. I already looked at them in Walmart. There's one for $7 in there, Winchester. You know, just put it through the little plastic clips, and you know, you can have a good rifle to sling over your back. And again, this is not a kid's gun either. You know, I thought about it too, and I stripped it, and after shooting it and carrying it, this is a cool firearm, and I had a lot of fun shooting this. It's definitely a cool firearm. You know, just because you got to relax, you're taking your single shot out, putting your single shot in. Also with hunting too, I'm a big believer pretty much hunting anything. Your first shot, 90% of your kill power is in your first shot. I don't care if you have an AR or what you have. You know, if you have a $2,000 Benelli, you have an over-under Browning Satori, you know, you're hunting hogs with an AR, a 308, a bolt action, you know, you got a 5, it doesn't matter. It's your first shot, whether it's with a shotgun or a rifle or a slug or whatever you're shooting at them. You know, that's your money shot, that first shot. And some people are good with a second shot, but, you know, you don't hit it with the first shot, that's, you know, your odds are going down drastically. So this is pretty capable. So we're going to go ahead and take a few shots with it right now, but if you know, and see how this performs. And we're just going to use the opened fiber optic sights on this. So we're going to take a few shots here. I have a target about 15 yards in front of me. I'm just going to go ahead and just to get the function of it, you know, to see how it runs. It's pretty simple. Right now it's on safe. You can see the S right there. We're going to go ahead and drop around in it. These are Winchester. These are 100 grain hunting rounds, a little soft point lead. But these would, you know, pretty standard 100 grain is mostly what I'm finding with this stuff. That's basically it right there. Break, you know, it's that simple. And then cock your hammer back. That's it. We'll take it off safety when ready to fire. And you can see it just, you know, gives you a little enough of the empty to grab onto. We'll save all of our brass. Got a little bit of kick to it. It's nice though. I think I pulled that last shot. Two-liter hunting. So I'm going to do 3 shots consecutively, see how fast I can go ahead and, you know, cycle this this Rossi right here. You know, and just, you know, that's basically it. All right, 3, 2, 1. that's reasonable right there, you know, and I'm not proficient with this firearm. But, you know, great little gun here. And, you know, if you're interested, this is, yeah, again, not a kid's gun, very cool gun. A lot of fun to shoot, you know, a lot of fun to reload, to work the action. I love the hammer on it too. The hammer's super cool. You know, I'm definitely going to have to get into a lever action gun. Just one other thing about the Rossies is, when I was in Texas, I shopped them around a little bit. You know, I'm thinking about a 45-70, but really a Marlin I'm interested in. And basically I picked up the Rossi lever guns and I picked up the Marlin lever guns, and you work the action. And I'm a big believer in, you know, you can feel quality. You know, you can look at it, you can feel right away, you know, from first instinct. I do a lot of mechanical work on boats, cars, stuff like that. So you can feel when you have a good mechanical piece. And I did not like the Rossi lever action guns compared to the Marlins. They were beneath the Marlins. You know, and that was just from me handling them in a gun store, just my opinion. But this is a quality firearm, these single shot Rossies. So if you want something fun, you know, inexpensive, even if there's a caliber you always wanted, but you don't want to sink a ton of money into a caliber like a 7mm Remington, anything, it doesn't matter what it is. You know, if there's some caliber and you don't want to sink a lot of money, see if they have one of these, or maybe a Thompson centerfire might be an interesting one, some of those centerfire guns. But, you know, very cool. And, you know, I'm going to put a scope on this and try to do another video with a scope on this rifle. But, yeah, I give this, for the bang for the buck, this gets high marks. I think this definitely goes up there with the Mosin. Just, you know, once you buy, you might laugh at them, but once you own one, you can't beat it. I've shot my Mosin on a line with, you know, next to $1,000 Savage with a scope on it, and it's really not much the Mosin's not, you know, that rifle can't really do anything the Mosin can't do. And also this firearm too, I think, falls into that category. You know, I paid $150 for this used. It lists for $250 new, and this thing looks like it's brand new to me. Very cool gun. A lot of fun to shoot too, really is. But thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate it. Yeah, you can see that 243's definitely got some power. I love shooting ice, but it'll pack a punch when you need it to. Thanks for watching, folks. You can see video production has ceased. My dog looks like he's destroyed my earphones, but